Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So, a new reboot of Buffy the Vampire Slayer has been announced and will be premiering in October this year. And several original cast members are returning, but the reboot is not what you might expect. Fans of the original 90s series starring Sarah Michelle Gellar as the Vampire Slayer Buffy have been crying out for a reboot for years, but they never got one. Although the Buffy series has continued in the form of books, comics and video games, there has never been an official reboot of the show. That is, until now. But this reboot will take quite a departure from the original series. It was recently announced that several of the original stars of Buffy will be reuniting for a new series called Slayers, a Buffyverse Story, which will premiere on the 12th of October. But there will be several major changes. The show will be set in the Buffy universe, but it will be an audio-only show released on Amazon's audiobook service Audible. James Masters, who played Spike in Buffy, will be returning as Spike, who this time will be the main character of the series. The show is set 20 years after the finale of Buffy and will feature many of the show's original cast members such as James Masters, who played Spike, Charisma Carpenter, who played Cordelia, Anthony Head, who played Giles, Juliet Landau, who played Drusilla, Emma Caulfield, who played Anya, and Amber Benson, who played Tara. There will also be appearances by James Charles Leary, who played the demon Clem, and also Danny Strong, who played Jonathan, as well as newcomer Laia de Leon Hayes, who will play Indira. According to Entertainment Weekly, the premise of the show will be that Spike has gone undercover in Los Angeles and tries to convince the forces of darkness that he is on their side again. But his cover is blown by a 16-year-old girl called Indira, who is apparently the new Slayer and is in need of a new Watcher. Which means that Spike is on Slayer babysitting duties until a new Watcher is found. And this could imply that Spike is helping out by taking on Slayer duties. We then find out that there is a parallel universe where Buffy Summers never existed, and the Slayer in that universe is actually Cordelia. And Cordelia has come to this universe to ask Spike to help her defeat a dangerous villain in her universe. And that villain turns out to be none other than Spike's old flame, Drusilla. And that's all we know so far about the storyline. But James Masters said about the new show, quote, "I'm ecstatic to be back with my dear friends for this new chapter in the Buffyverse, as we take listeners on a familiar but unexpected journey chock full of horror, passion and mischief. I'm excited for old and new fans to experience this beloved world of vampire slaying like never before, brought to life through immersive audio storytelling." The chief content officer at Audible also said about the show, quote, "Slayers, a Buffyverse Story, offers a fresh, dynamic take on a cult classic that takes listeners on a fun and nostalgic ride." And many of you may be thinking that one very obvious name is absent from the cast list, and that is of course Sarah Michelle Gellar, who played the one and only Buffy Summers. Fans may be disappointed to find out that this new audio show will not feature Sarah, as she decided to decline to take part in the series. However, this may not come as much of a surprise, as Sarah has previously said that she would not be interested in any sort of reboot of Buffy. In an interview with SFX magazine in early 2023, Sarah was asked if she would ever return for some kind of Buffy reboot, and Sarah said, quote, "I am very proud of the show that we created, and it doesn't need to be done. I'm all for them continuing the story because there's a story of female empowerment. I love the way the show was left. Every girl who has the power can have the power. It's set up perfectly for someone else to have the power, but like I said, the metaphors of Buffy were the horrors of adolescence. I think I look young, but I'm not an adolescent." Sarah has also opened up recently about the struggles that she had working on the set of Buffy and how toxic the work environment was on set. If you want to hear the full story about that, check out my previous video about dark secrets from Buffy, link in the description. There were also talks previously of an actual live-action reboot of Buffy for years, and back in 2018, Disney announced that the reboot would be happening. And Sarah Michelle Gellar even said that she would like actress Zendaya to take on the lead role. However, in 2020, it was announced that the reboot had been put on pause and nothing has happened since then. Although no official reason was given for the pause, according to Screen Rant, one of the reasons might be due to the various allegations against Buffy's creator, Joss Whedon. These allegations include mistreatment, inappropriate behaviour on set, and even bullying. And the allegations were made by several of the Buffy cast members, such as Charisma Carpenter and Michelle Trachtenberg, among others. For example, in February 2021, Charisma posted a lengthy statement on Twitter where she said many things, including, Joss Whedon abused his power on numerous occasions while working together on the sets of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel. Charisma also said that Joss had once called her fat while she was 4 months pregnant, and then when Charisma told him that she was pregnant in a closed-door conversation, Joss apparently asked Charisma if she was going to, quote, keep the baby. Michelle originally said in her post, I am brave enough now as a 35-year-old woman to repost this, because this must be known, as a teenager with his not appropriate behaviour, very not appropriate. But then shortly after, Michelle updated her statement and added a line where she said that there is a rule saying that he, referring to Joss, is not allowed in a room alone with Michelle again. If you want more details about this, check out my previous Buffy video linked in the description. And so it looks like for now there will be no actual live action reboot of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and so we will have to settle for the upcoming audio only series Slayers, which will be premiering on the 12th of October. And according to Entertainment Weekly, fans can get a deeper look at the new series at New York Comic Con with a panel on October 13th at 1:30 PM Eastern Time at Audible's Slayers themed activation all weekend long. So there you go, there is everything we know about the new Buffy spin-off reboot, Slayers, which will be audio only. Let me know in the comments what you think about this idea of the reboot and whether you'll be listening to it. And also let me know who you think should play Buffy in any other future live-action reboot. If you'd like to get early access to my videos as well as exclusive content, you can become a member of my Patreon for just a few dollars a month, and you'll unlock these amazing benefits. I'll put a link in the description. Please make sure you like, comment and share this video as it really helps support my channel. And of course, please make sure you hit the subscribe button to stay up to date about new uploads. Thanks for watching, and I hope you'll join me again in future videos. Thank you, bye!